Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 191. Sorry I'm a bit late today. I had to, make sure I had everything and run to the bathroom so I didn't have to provide you with wonderfully long chunks of dead air in the middle of the stream. So, let's get right into the news. And I hope everyone had a great day yesterday and a good morning this morning. Let's see who's here in chat with us. Let's just refresh chat here. Let's see. We have It's a Nerd in a Box. Good afternoon. Golf City Fright Supremacist. Hello. Hawk Silk. Hello. Let's see here. Martin H. Hello. Ghost Dog. Good afternoon. Let's see. Oh, Nero. Yeah. Wait. How is that spelled? Oh, Merodia? Nerodia? That's a cool name. Welcome. You're new. Skeptalk is here. Hello. Let's see. Who else is here? I'm seeing. Oh, Bjorn of Golf City is also here. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I've got my coffee with me today. Put a little bit of chocolate syrup in it and made it a mocha. It's really tasty. Oh, good. I pronounced it right. Hi, little nigga. Denny Crane. Denny is a better name. Let's see. Check my Discord DM. Okay, I will do that. Let's see here. So I've got a bunch of news for everybody today. Lots of interesting stuff. Pincalo sent me a few, and I've also grabbed some from the News for the Coffee Stream channel in my Discord. Gunfox is usually the supplier of of most of the stories. So yeah. Sorry. I've got about 10 stories for you, and if we run out of stories, there are tons more in the Discord. So we will be fine for stories. We're good. So let us how about I get out of that particular tab and I can get to the news. So this one that I have, the first one here, it's from the New York Post, and it says, let's see, where's the headline here? Is it Fox News? Where is... Oh, I'm out of the... Jesus Christ, blind pressed. There we go. Okay. It would help if I actually, activated the tab I wanted to read the news article that I want. It is a loaded title. You'll see why. The Discord link is, I changed it for you last night. It should be fine. It says you're already joined, and I've given you rules, so I'll check. I'll check again to see what your rules are, but we'll see. I will do that after the stream. Okay. So this headline here, you're gonna love this, guys. We've got tons of interesting news here. You're gonna just, if I can find the goddamn headline, you'll love it. It's great. Come on, I think I'm getting. Oh, here we go. Pickup driver accused of killing 7 in car crash is described as mama's boy. Of course he is. This was published when? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So here we go. Here's the story about some dumbass who can't drive, apparently.
Somebody get him his mommy. You a pickup driver. Link. Accused of mowing down and killing 7 motorcyclists in New Hampshire, your current was described by family member as a good boy, who would always get flowers for his mom on Mother's Day, as the grown man appeared in court Monday on negligent homicide charges.
He always got flowers for his mom on Mother's Day. Well, who cares? He killed 7 people on fucking motorcycles. Why? Did he not see them? Did he not hear them? Did he just snap? That's weird.
Volodymyr Zhukovsky I of Massachusetts.
Wait, what?
Volodymyr.
Let's see how that's spelled.
Navigation characters VOLODO.
Volodo. Volodoy.
YR space.
Near Volodymyr.
Z.
Some Russian dude.
With Volodymyr Zhukovsky I of Massachusetts reportedly waived extradition after being brought before a judge in Springfield District Court.
Wait, you can waive extradition? When I thought Voldemort, says Hawk Silk. Yeah, that's what it looks like almost. VOLODOYN or MER, I believe is how it is spelled. This is just north of Jack Gunsky. Ah. I didn't know that.
The 23-year-old refused to speak to anyone except his mom and dad following the deadly Friday night wreck in West Springfield.
Of course. You just want to talk to mommy and daddy. Why? What caused you to kill 7 people? What on earth would cause you to do that? Did you snap? Did you get told something you didn't want to hear? I just... Wow. Slavic or Russian? Yep. Yeah, like I said, I'll give you a roll after the stream, little nigga.
Link. According to the Boston Globe. The link. According to the Boston Globe. Your current period. His brother-in-law told the newspaper that Zhukovsky I, who appears no older than 18, locked himself in his room after the crash and refused to eat, while reportedly being consoled by his mom.
Oh, so his name is Zhukovsky. Something Zhukovsky. So his mom, apparently, he locked himself up in his room like some Shakespearean tragic figure because of what he's done, and his mom had to go console him. Like, what? It's the summertime. What could have possibly caused this accident? There was no ice to slip on. there there's no, like, the only thing I can think of, and the only thing that I'm betting that they're going to claim, is that he suffered a short-term lapse in mental capacity, because that's, I don't think it's going to work, but that's his only option right now. So an actual soy boy, says Hawk Silk. Yes. Roadry. Yeah. Skip Talk with question marks. What is the handle? Angry Lil. An attack of autism or Asperger's. Drugs. Yeah, maybe. Perhaps.
The only person he talked to was his mom and his dad, said the brother-in-law, who only gave his name as Dennis K. His mom was trying to calm him down. Gunfox, a trucking company employee, appeared in court wearing a white t-shirt and black gym shorts.
A white t-shirt and black gym shorts. That's what you showed up in court in. Your mom let you out of the house to go to court wearing a white t-shirt and black gym shorts. Okay, I think I'm starting to see the problem here.
He spoke softly when asked if he wanted to waive extradition back to his home state, saying yes and keeping his head down. Gunfox had been out free on a $2,500 bond related to a pending drunk driving case in Connecticut at the time of Friday's wreck, according to the Globe, which cited court documents.
Drunk driving. Oh. So perhaps he was drunk when he killed 7 people.
He's been charged with 7 counts of negligent homicide for his role in the crash and could be facing drug possession charges following the alleged discovery of a residue suspected of being heroin in his Dodge 2500 pickup. The substance.
Wow. Okay. So drug possession. Who was it who said drugs? Um. So who said drugs? They called it. That's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm just answering a message here.
Filed under. Link. Arrests. Your current. Link. Bikers.
Okay, so filed under arrests and bikers, and okay, so that's the end of that story. So drug possession charges may be filed, 7 counts of negligent homicide, breaking probation because he's been charged with new offenses and his probation was for drunk driving. Well done, sir. Well done. And your mother needs to just let you hit rock bottom, I think. Let's see here. Next. Why did I just go back to the Hangout? So next story, close that. So another military serviceman securing border found dead in Arizona. So that's not good. This is a story from Gunfox. Let's find the headline here. See if there is a full. Sometimes the when you've got a title heading in the tab, it doesn't show the whole thing. So another military service member securing border found dead in southern Arizona. This is An Associated Press thing posted the 23rd of June. So it's from Ajo, Arizona. So voiceover's gonna butcher it. I just had to check the pronunciation of the name. So voiceover's gonna butcher it. So get ready.
Ajo, AZ, authorities say another military service member assigned to help secure the U.S.-Mexico border has died in southern Arizona.
Why?
Officials at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs, Colorado, said in a statement that the military service member with the Southwest Border Support Mission was found dead Sunday near Ajo, Arizona.
Why?
They say the incident is under investigation, but foul play isn't suspected.
How? Is this another? They're saying another service member. So what? These military service members just show up to southern Arizona and they just randomly die? Is that banana liquor? Is that too fast for you? It's at 40%. One's in chat if you want me to slow it down another couple of points. It's at 40% speed right now. They probably won't say why. No, you're right. You're right. They probably won't. They never say why because the press doesn't want to seem racist. Very good point. Lucifer Never Changes has a 1. Speed it up, says Denny Crane. 2, Mr. Misanthropic says it's fine. Ghost Dog wants it slowed down a bit. Skeptalk says it's fine. I seem to be having a tie in votes. Let's see. If it gets, I can lower it another 2 points and it won't slow it down too much, but it may slow it down enough. So let me quickly jump over to the voiceover utility. And slow it down like a literal 2 points. Let's see here. Speech. Customize. Edit the rate. Okay. There, actually, that's a little better. Here.
The name of the military service member wasn't released. It's the second such death this month. The base previously announced the June 1st death of another military service member near Nogales, Arizona, who also was assigned to the Southwest Border Support Mission. So
we've got 2 deaths in 1 month, and they're saying that natural causes or that foul play is not at work or at under investigation here. That's interesting.
Base officials said foul play wasn't suspected in the death either. President Donald Trump was
So we've got both deaths, no foul play suspected.
President Donald Trump assigned several thousand troops to the southwest border in recent months to support the U.S. Border Patrol. Link. Click. Black. Copy. Period.
Oh, and there's no more. Okay, so this 2 deaths in June, no foul play suspected, but their deaths are still under investigation. Much better says it's entered in a box. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, I took it from 30 or 41% to 39%. So I figured 2 points would be good. So let's see. Let's close that tab off. Take a sip of coffee. Oh, that's tasty. Okay. Where is the headline? Oh, fuck you with your busy. This is a local story, I think. Okay, let's see. Trump blinks on immigration, failing his supporters one more time. Gee, that sounds gleeful to me, doesn't it? You gotta love how these reporters, um, you gotta, they focus on what they are, supposing to be failures, and they're not necessarily even failures. And then they're happy that people or that Trump is failing, and that supporters of Trump are being failed, according to them, anyway. And it's like, wow, listen to this sociopathy of you. Yay! Trump has failed people in his country. Woohoo! Like, why would you celebrate that? I just don't get that. It makes no sense to me. So as I hunt for the headline, oh fuck, I hate this. Yes, no thanks. Go away. Whatever you are, whatever you want, no thanks. You can go away. All right. Damn you, Gunfox. Sometimes he forgets that I don't have an ad blocker. Okay, I think I see what happened. It took me to the bottom of the story. That's why. Yeah, it took me to the bottom of the story here. Yeah, I'm about to give up on this. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. And say, just when I say that, just as I'm about to say I give up, I start hearing text instead of just links. It's like the site actually heard me and was like, no, wait, here's the story. Don't leave. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Such is life with a screen reader. All right. Let's make our way through this here. Okay, no. This is getting stupid. I'm gonna have to close this window because it's not letting me read anything. Um, Sorry about that, guys. I'll have to maybe find a different version of that story. Sometimes this happens, new people. Um, yeah, Hawk, I'm Apple. Um, Sometimes I get stories that my screen reader just cannot handle all the ads popping up. It's really rather annoying. No ad blocker? Damn, you like to live dangerously. Yeah. Let's see. It's okay, says it's a nerd in a box. Oh, thank you. So let's see what this next story here. So we have I think this might be one from Pinkalo. Oh no, it's still from from Gunfox. This one's about a tent that collapsed in India. So let's read about that.
At least 14 people were injured and dozens hurt when heavy rain and a blink thunderstorm caused a massive tent blink to collapse in blink India as a religious event was being held inside on Sunday.
Well, that's unfortunate. It's is it monsoon season right now in India? I can't. Hey, Milkman Dan. Hello. Um Oh, sweet, Martin. I will have to check that. Is it in general or is it in news for the coffee stream? Because it might have gotten buried. So I don't remember when monsoon season is in India, but I know that they have a monsoon season. So that man, that had to be a massive tent to hold, for a religious event, and then for the wind and rain to take it down. I hope it wasn't struck by lightning.
The incident took place in the Barmer district of India's western desert state of blink Rajasthan and left 50 people injured.
Wow, 50 people.
Niraj Mishra, a subdivisional magistrate of Barmer district, told Reuters that some people died after being electrocuted by live electricity wires as the tent collapsed, while others were hit by falling debris.
Oh, wow. So there was some electrocutions, not by lightning, but from textify. It essentially takes Max articles and textifies them, if that is even a word. Love it. Yep, it is now. Um, so it's so I guess the live wires that had been exposed uh electrocuted some people. That's ugh, what a way to go.
Blink. Around 300 people were sitting under the tent when it collapsed, Police Superintendent Kim Singh Badi Blink told the Hindustan Times. You were current.
Wow, 300 people, 50 of them were injured, and I think it said 14 people died.
Period. At least 14 people were killed and dozens injured at a religious gathering in northern India on June 23rd, after strong winds caused a large tent to collapse. Image. At least locals had gathered in a village in Barmer district for Ramkatha, a religious ceremony that narrates the glory of Hinduism from the epic Ramayana.
Okay, so it's a Hindu ceremony that was being celebrated.
Blink. Period. Blink. India halts attempt to retrieve India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi called the incident unfortunate on Blink. Twitter. Period. My thoughts are with the bereaved families and I wish the injured a quick recovery, he wrote.
That's it? My thoughts are with the bereaved families and I wish the injured a quick recovery. That's a pretty terse message for a prime minister.
Blink. Click here for the Fox Mishra told. Blink. Reuters. That the injured were rushed to area hospitals. Officials have launched an investigation into the deadly incident.
Well, that's good. Because that was either a very strong wind or a very badly set up tent, or maybe a little bit of both. Let's see what's chat saying here. That'll put a dent in their population, says Milkman Dan. Wait, that'll put a bit. Hope they can recover. I'm a horrible person. That's okay. It was a funny joke. I guess the Indians figure, we have too many people, so yeah, maybe. Damn, that tense KDR is crazy. It only sounds insincere because it was translated from Hindi. I bet you it sounded more passionate in Hindi. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Yeah, probably a bit of both, says it's a nerd in a box, and Milkman Dad says both for sure. Hello, Jolly Roger. Hello, hello, check your logic. Asking Skeptalk what he just walked into. Um, you're walking into hearing about Indian people dying in a tent collapse. So next one is Pennsylvania man alleges he was ambushed at same Dominican Republican resort as Delaware woman. Let's see here.
"11 American tourists died while vacationing in the Dominican Republic," Jeff Paul reports. Capital A. Link. Pennsylvania. Man raised allegations earlier this week that he was ambushed while on vacation at the same Link. Dominican Republic. Link. Dominican Republic. Resort where? Link. Delaware. Woman claims she was Link. Attacked and beaten by a hotel employee.
Attacked and beaten by a hotel employee, huh?
Robert Walker of Newcastle told Link. WPXI. He traveled earlier this year to the Majestic Elegance Resort in Punta Cana and, while walking back to his hotel room from the casino, he was jumped from behind by two robbers.
Wow. So he was on the resort. He didn't even leave the resort, because you hear about some people, they get adventurous and they leave the resort and they end up killed. But he was on the resort, walking back to his hotel room, and he gets attacked.
"I just started swinging. I am going nuts and they fled," he said. "I go back to my room and I have a knot the size of a baseball and was concussed for a few days."
Oh, bet. A knot the size of a baseball. Holy crap. That's a big freaking bump on your head, dude. This is why my mama doesn't want me traveling. Yeah, I can understand that. Woman claims she was Link. Yeah, I know. All right, see you later, Skep.
Link. Dominican tourist. Link. Toxic. Walker said the assault occurred around the same time Tammy Lawrence Daly said she was assaulted for hours inside a maintenance closet in late January. She alleged the attacker was wearing a resort uniform.
Oh. So we've got a woman who says she was assaulted for hours by someone wearing a resort uniform, and then you've got somebody who says that he was they attempted to rob him when he was walking back from the casino. So and we've got 11 tourists that have died. So this is not a very good look for the Dominican Republic. Let's see here. 'Tis just a scratch. This is why I attack first, says Milkman Dan. I guess the Indian story was a bit too much for Skep, says Check Your Logic. They need to be checking their employees. Well, someone could have stolen a uniform as well. Banana Liquor says it was a gay op from another resort. Were they bald with numbers tattooed on the back of their heads? Oh. before someone gets sued. Yeah. You're supposed to rob them on the way to the casino, because if you rob them on the way back, or because you know they have money, if you rob them on the way back, it's a toss up. That's true. Not a glowing tourism ad. No, no, it's not. Not particularly. So let's see here.
The Wilmington Dell woman went public with a link. Alleged assault. Link. Alleged assault on Facebook. Posting gruesome photos of her injuries and sparking questions about the resort's handling of the investigation and the safety of tourists at the hotel. You are currently on
Why would you go public with the thing on Facebook? Did you go to the police down there? Well, I know the police down there aren't like the police up here, but did you at least try? Did you at least try?
Dominican authorities said there were inconsistencies in her account of the alleged assault and said Lawrence Daly refused to file a local police report. The hotel said earlier this month that the Delaware woman, Link, went public with her story after it refused her demand for $2.2 million.
Okay, so she refused to go and file a local police report. There's inconsistencies in the story, and she demanded the hotel pay her $2 million. Wow. And after all that, that's when she decides to post her story on Facebook. See you later. I love your screen reader, especially when women go public with their link. Yes, I know. Isn't it amazing?
A lawyer for Lawrence Daly later, Link, accused the hotel of blaming the victim.
Of course he did.
Link. Dominican tourism official vows disciplinary action if U.S. tourist.
Oh, sorry, that's a
Link.
another
In the
article.
case of Walker, he told WPXI that he went to hotel officials to report the alleged assault and that it fell on deaf ears.
See, that I can believe. That he went and told the hotel security and they were like, eh.
I'm most upset with the hotel resort. I told them what happened. It fell on deaf ears, he said.
See, that I would believe.
It was not clear in the WPXI article if Walker filed a report with police in Punta Cana.
Oh, he should.
End of complimentary. End of main.
Because even if the police don't do anything about it, and even if they're corrupt or something like that, at least you've done it, right? Victim blaming, tisk, tisk, tisk. Yeah, I know. Bad, bad, bad. But yeah, at least you've freaking tried and, tried to put it on the record. The minute you just go, no, I'm not going to do it, well, that puts everything into suspicion. And even if it was the truth, just fucking report it. Report it. Always report it. So, let's see what the next story is. Let's see if the titular article comes up. Where's that titular article? Here we go. Found it. Okay. Is UK planning to ship notorious killer John? How do I spell that? Venables? Something? Is it a French? Venables. This is from the Toronto Sun, sent June 24th. This is from Pinkalo, by the way. This is the article that I'm talking about here for the title. That's fine here. So he was 10 in 1993 when he was convicted of the torture murder of a toddler. The reports suggest the UK may try and ship him here. So let's read this here.
Child killer John Venables and his British handlers are desperately trying to ship the sadistic thug out of the country. And Canada is among the possibilities, according to the Daily Star.
Fuck that. We don't want him.
Law enforcement officials are reportedly sick of trying to keep the killer of toddler James Bulger's identity a secret. Pause.
Why? Why are they keeping it a secret? Fuck him. He was 10. Who cares? He's not 10 now. Let it out. Let it be known.
Play. The Star said, Canada is the most likely destination, but Australia and New Zealand are also options.
Oh, God. Just don't send him here. We don't want him.
Pause.
Oh my God, I know this case, says it's a nerd in a box. Send him to Australia. Yeah, Well, we really have gone back in time. Now we're back to the British shipping off prisoners to the colonies. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it amazing?
Play.
Quiet. He needs to get shot and drug out into the street, says it's a nerd in a box. Yes, there's a Garfield reference.
James Bulger was just 2 years old when he was murdered by two 10-year-olds in 1993. Getty figure.
Piece of
James
shit.
Bulger. End of immigration and citizenship hinted that Venables would likely not be eligible for relocation here.
Well, good.
Play.
He should not. It shouldn't be likely not available or not eligible. It should be he's definitely not eligible. There should be no likely involved. Hey, don't send them to Australia. We're fine for now, says Milkman Dan. How about
Pause.
they're keeping it secret because 90% of us would kill him? Well, maybe they should kill him. Send him to Devil's Island. Let's just send them to, like, Trash Island in the middle of the Pacific. Venables killed a toddler. Yes, he did.
Play. In a release to the Toronto Sun, the ministry said, data privacy laws, IRCC cannot comment on specific cases without the consent of the individual.
IRCC, immigration,
Pause.
wait. IRCC. I should know this. I did know this. How do I not know this?
Some people are not allowed to come to Canada. They are known as inadmissible under Canada's immigration law.
Yes.
Theoretically, that would mean Venables.
Theoretically, it shouldn't be theoretically. It should be absolutely. This would mean. What do you mean theoretically? Good Lord.
John Venables and Robert Thompson, who were both 10, snatched Bulger, 2, from a Liverpool mall in 1993. Pause. They then tortured and murdered the little boy.
Screw them both. Pieces of shit. Just piece of crap. Trash Island, I thought he was already in the UK.
Killer John Venables captured on CCTV leading away little James Bulger to be murdered in 1990.
Oh, picture.
And
Okay.
Killer John, since he was released, Venables, now 36, has been in and out of trouble, mostly with child pornography charges. Pause.
Wait, he was released? And he's been in trouble with child porn charges. Okay, put a bullet in his head. They had to change his identity twice because he was arrested with child porn. Fucking kill him. Just put a bullet through his miserable brain.
But the UK continued to keep his ID secret. Play. Related links.
Fuck him. Just fuck him right
The thinking
now.
is that it would be cheaper to get rid of him abroad than keep forking out, one police source told the newspaper.
It would be cheaper to give him a lethal injection, too.
Venables and Thompson were granted lifelong anonymity and have lived under new identities since being released from jail. Thompson has slipped into the ether. Venables continues to rear his ugly head.
Then he needs to have a bullet through his brain or a lethal injection. I prefer the bullet.
YouTube video. He was sent back to jail in 2010 and again in February 2018. He confessed to possessing sickening child porn images in a pedophile manual.
There's a manual on how to be a pedophile. Jesus Christ.
James Bulger's father, Ralph, demanded that the ID ban be lifted to protect the public.
Yeah.
But judges worried it could endanger Venables.
Who cares? Who cares if it endangers him? Let it endanger him. He deserves it. Save the bullet, plus it'll damage my wood chipper blades. Oh, that's true.
Venables hasn't been able to stay out of trouble, the source said. The huge amount at all costs, coupled with the public's anger towards this man, means bosses are assessing him for a move abroad so the problem stops.
So you want someone else to take on your problem, is what you want. It sounds just I guess so, Martin. I guess he is unknown in Canada because this is Canadians should be livid about this.
It will cost, of course, but the thinking is that this will be cheaper in the long run.
For you.
The UK Ministry of Justice refused to talk about the case. The taxpayer has protected him. We are protecting him. It's despicable, victim activist Anna Dean said.
Well, don't blame the taxpayer. Blame the fucking laws that are in place.
New Zealand has said it wants no part of the twisted killer.
I'm not surprised. New Zealand has every right to say such a thing.
My advice would be, don't bother applying, Kiwi PM Jacinda Ardern told reporters. YouTube video 7. Comments.
So that's the end of that story. Piece of crap. What a piece of shit he is. Holy moly. Lost cause, says Milkman Dan. Yep. So why is he still alive exactly, says Jolly Rogers Belchwater. That's a great question. I don't know. I quite honestly don't know. Industrial shredder then. Yeah. Send him to San Francisco. Yeah. Let's see. It's illegal to be living in Canada. Oops. Why did I close the tab that I didn't read yet? There we go. There's the story I wanted that I just closed by accident. Patient called Georgetown doctor who showed naked selfies at wait, what? So patient called Georgetown doctor who showed naked selfies a slithery dragon. Why? Okay, again, here's another case of people who are trying to make headlines just weird. I guess you could send him to Australia, says Milkman Dan. I'll take care of him. We'll just leave him in the outback, in the desert. Let the animals have him. Okay, here we go. Let's read about this.
A Georgetown family doctor found to have sexually abused his patients by showing them naked photos of himself was described by one patient as a slippery dragon she sees in her nightmares. A penalty hearing at Ontario's medical regulator heard Monday.
So Georgetown is a city in Ontario, by the way. It's a well, it's not like a huge city, but it's a city. So he, I guess, showed his patients naked pictures of himself, which
Dr. Nigel Mark Phipps Link was found guilty last year by a 5-member discipline panel at the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario of sexually abusing 11 female patients by showing them the naked self-eyes.
his self-eyes. Oh, voiceover.
Dr. Nigel Mark Phipps leaves Ontario College of Physicians in a July 31, 2017 file photo image. Bernard Wheel/Toronto Star. Phipps had admitted to the panel that he showed the patients and staff members an array of photos on his cell phone, but denied that it constituted sexual abuse. The photos included one where Phipps is naked with his penis visible, one of Phipps' naked buttocks, one where he's naked from the groin up but where the genitals are not visible, and a fourth showing him naked with a towel over his arm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be sexual abuse. You don't just show naked pictures of yourself to your patients. Why don't they just catch straight pedophiles again? I don't know. I really don't know.
The panel also found that Phipps had an erection during 2 of the patient encounters.
The panel found that, did he?
Monday was the beginning of a 3-day penalty hearing to decide what to do with Phipps' license, with the maximum penalty being revocation. The discipline panel heard from a number of patients through victim impact statements read by college prosecutor Elizabeth Widner.
Why are they not taking this to the police, though? Because that's clearly breach of doctor-patient confidentiality and trust, and that's sexual assault or harassment, and that's a charge. So Milkman Dan says, this sounds like an even weaker version of Me Too than Louis C.K. Yeah, it's definitely the on a lower side of sexual abuse, but you're a doctor, right? This is a doctor. You shouldn't be doing this shit.
Article continued below. To this day I have nightmares of Dr. Phipps sitting at the table in the courtroom discipline hearing room, yet in my dream he is a slippery dragon hunched over the table staring at me, said one patient, whose name is covered by a standard publication ban. Every night when I close my eyes this is what I see. A man who I once admired as an amazing doctor has left me with this impression that you cannot trust anyone because they will use it for their benefit.
But why would you picture him in the courtroom? Wouldn't you picture him in the office doing the horrible thing to you? That dream makes no sense.
Several of the impact statements touched on a loss of trust in the medical profession due to Phipps' actions, and particularly in male physicians.
Yeah.
I have been left with distrust for medical male professionals, which has totally affected my not receiving the medical care I require, said another patient. And yet another patient, who said she considered Phipps a casual friend, said she has replayed the experience of being shown the photos in her head, trying to talk herself out of what happened. The alternative was too uncomfortable, she said. For me, it was an inappropriate joke over which I was embarrassed and disturbed. It was definitely a surprise in his office. Read more.
Yeah, like if you're going to the doctor's office to get, something checked out, you're not expecting naked photos of your doctor to be something that you talk about. That's, I don't know.
Link. Article frame. Link.
Oh, that's the end of that story. So, let's see. What else do we have here? Okay. Let's see. What have we got here? Come along. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Now, let's see. So, this is from the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau holds a press conference on the roof of the Canadian Embassy in Washington. So, that's a picture. This is an opinion piece, I believe.
Speaking as the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau called Conservatives racists. That is the sunny way he will take us into the next election. As the Huffington Post reports, Trudeau encouraged Muslims to engage with the Conservative Party, so that never again would any mainstream party in Canada think it's a good idea to stoke fears and divisions against Muslims or any other group of Canadians.
But the Conservative government isn't doing that. I don't understand. That's not what's happening.
Deputy Conservative leader Lisa Raitt also spoke at the Friday event, the Canadian Muslim Vote Side Dinner, a gathering of about 1,500 politically engaged Muslims. On News Talk 1010 Radio, Raitt told me, "It was so shocking in the moment. I did one of those things where you go, he couldn't have said what I just thought he said, because how could a Prime Minister invoke the office of the Prime Minister and then call the Conservative Party of Canada a bunch of racists?"
Yeah, like the Conservative Party is not racist. I don't think we have any outright like it. For Justin Trudeau to focus on that, it's totally disingenuous. He's playing on the fears of racism. He's playing on the SJW wavelength, and we don't have as many SJWs as you would think in Canada. It's just this is insane.
He knows for a fact that is simply not the case. If you look at our candidates in the GTA, our volunteers, our donors, you see that all communities are coming to the Conservative Party, she said. Your current YouTube video play, it was supposed to have been a nonpartisan event, and it turned into a liberal campaign event.
That's what
You are
always
currently on a
happens.
text element.
With Justin Trudeau, everything becomes a liberal campaign event. Everything. He could show up to I thought Canada was basically if California was a country. Nope. Nope. We have Big Red, that's bad enough, and people like your mother and her one Fred, you know who I mean. Yep. Did I hear a bong? No, that is my one hitter. But he's PM, it has to be true. No, fuck him.
We are told very clearly not to be partisan, Raitt said. It is one of those places where you are supposed to have a discussion about the importance of voting. You were currently on a text element. I asked whether it was true, as I had been told, that Trudeau was attacking all Conservatives. That was clearly the message, Raitt said.
And it's clearly not true. The Conservative Party of Canada is not full of racists. It's full of people who have different beliefs than the Liberal Party. And apparently that makes them racist. I didn't realize that having different thoughts made you a racist. But hey. My ganja sense was tingling. Big Red as in the soda? No, Big Red as in the that bitch feminist that Sargon covered. Yeah, as in the feminist. Yeah, Big Red as in the feminist, Milkman Dan.
It was a moral condemnation of the entire conservative movement. We've seen this before from pundits. We have seen it on Twitter. But the Prime Minister, using his voice as the most important politician, the one who makes the decisions in Canada, especially in a majority of government, has labeled the 45% of Canadians who identify themselves as conservatives that they are all a bunch of racists.
Yeah. This is Trudeau's equivalent, like saying that the conservatives are all racists. This is Trudeau's equivalent to Hillary Clinton's 50% of the country votes for Trump, so they're a basket of deplorables. That's what this is. This is absolutely disgusting for Trudeau to be doing this, and he's wrong. It's just insane. The crazy shouting broad, yes.
Twitter tweet, Frank. It is reminiscent of when presidential candidate Hillary Clinton called half of Donald Trump's supporters a basket of deplorables.
Gee, it's almost like I just said that. And I promise I didn't read this article before I started this stream.
Speaking at a fundraiser, she said they were racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. That didn't work out well for Ms. Clinton.
No, it really did not.
Related links.
Yeah, Justin knows that he's going down, so he's just saying anything he wants to. He's just doesn't care. Does not care. And it's really sad. Cuz he's dragging down a great country. So this is another one from Pinkalo. It says, "Who is Karl Marx? Meet the anti-capitalist scholar. The communist scholar's ideas are more prevalent than you might realize." No shit, Sherlock. Let's see what Captain Obvious has to say here. Let's see. Islamophobic, LOL. Yep. Traumatizing, isn't it? It is. It's very traumatizing. The stupidity is just insanely traumatizing. I can't deal with it.
You may have come across link communist memes on social media. The man, the meme, the legend behind this trend is Karl Marx, who developed the theory of link communism, which advocates for workers' control over their labor instead of their bosses. The political philosopher turned 200 years old on May 5th, but his ideas can still teach us about the past and present.
Huh, wait. Karl Marx's birthday is on May the 5th? Ah, no wonder he's so evil. That's a Star Wars joke. You guys better get that.
The famed German co-authored the Communist Manifesto with fellow scholar Friedrich Engels in 1848, a piece of writing that makes the case for the political theory of link socialism. The link socialism, where the community, rather than rich people, have ownership and control over their link labor.
Yeah, sure. Socialism is okay on paper, but not in practice.
Which later inspired millions of people to resist oppressive political leaders and spark political revolutions all over the world. Although Marx was raised in a middle-class family, he later became a scholar who struggled to make ends meet, a working-class man, he thought, who could take part in a political revolution.
Okay, so you're not even going to mention that those millions of people that took part in those revolutions ended up dying? Is this really not going to happen here?
The Communist Manifesto is most usually the work of Marx taught in schools, and he is link one of the most assigned economists in United States college classes. Many may not know that he also studied link law in university. He link authored 3 volumes of Das Kapital, which outline the fundamentals of Marx's theory of capitalism, and also link organized workers through the International Working Men's Association, otherwise known as the link First International, through the link First International. He was an editor of a newspaper that was eventually censored by the Prussian government. For speaking out against censorship and challenging the government, his writings have inspired social movements in Soviet Russia. You are currently on a China. China. You are Cuba, Argentina. Ghana. Burkina Faso.
Jesus Christ.
And more. Many political writers and artists like Angela Davis. You are currently Frida Kahlo. Malcolm X. Claudia Jones. Claudia Jones. Helen Keller.
Helen Keller? Oh no.
Inside Anne. Walter Rodney.
Not Helen Keller.
Integrated Marxist theory into their work decades after his death.
Not Helen Keller.
AMP_I frame 0. So how can teens learn the legacy of Mark Volume 0? Public high school teens. So how
No,
can
teens shouldn't learn the values of Marx. What are you talking about? No.
That revealed the public high school teacher Mark Brunt teaches excerpts from the Communist Manifesto alongside curriculum about the Industrial Revolution in his English class. He uses The Jungle by Upton Sinclair Volume 0. That revealed the exploitative workplace conditions.
Why are you teaching about the Industrial Revolution in your English class and not your history class? That makes no sense to me. I'm confused. Very confused. What's chat saying here before we carry on? There's no age too young to start the brainwashing. Shh. Yeah. Hashtag name the commie. Yeah. Apparently. Yes, but May the 4th force would be with you, but then May the 5th is about the Sith. If you're gonna extend it. Anyway. Yeah, my birthday's on the 6th, says It's a Nerd in a Box. Let's see. She was a really good mime. Everyone is, just some more than others.
Of the meat industry in Chicago and other industrialized cities many immigrants were subject to in the late 19th century. To understand what it was like to work in a factory a little more than 100 years ago. Brunt talks about how these factory workers did all of the legwork, including slaughtering animals and packaging meat on top of working long days with little, if any, to keep the factories in little, if any, time off.
Yes, 100 years ago, before
value.
Because there are some instances where unions are necessary. But before labor laws were put into place and before some of the more necessary unions came in, labor was bad. Labor, like working in mines, factories, all that stuff was terrible. The only way you should be teaching communism is in a historical context.
To keep the factories intact, yet had very little control over their work, including their working conditions, compared to the profiteering factory owners. I do a little role-playing with my class. Brunt tells Teen Vogue, I tell them, I'm the boss, you're my workers, and you want to try to take me down. I have the money, I own the factory, I control the police, I control the military, I control the government. What do you guys have? His students usually blink at him, he says, totally clueless. He insists they actually have something huge that he, as the boss, will never have. It's always just one student, whose hand shoots up and goes, we outnumber you, Brunt says. He then introduces Marx's distinction between the proletariat, the working class as a whole, and bourgeoisie, The ruling class who controls the workers and profits from their labor. The tension between the proletariat and bourgeoisie make up the class conflict, or class struggle, he explains. You are currently, although ongoing teacher strikes aren't necessarily Marxist movements, today we can still see these tensions between classes at play in the untied states, between state governments and striking teachers in Link, West Virginia. Although on Link, West Virginia.
Well, I would say that that's a total a total description of a Marxist act.
You are currently at Link, Oklahoma. Link. Although ongoing teacher strikes aren't Link, West Virginia. Link, Oklahoma. Link, Kentucky. And Link, Arizona. Demanding higher pay and more public school funding. However, in a Marxist revolution, the proletariat will come together to overthrow the bourgeoisie and ultimately Link, win the class conflict by taking control over their work.
Oh, God. Teaching communism to children. Hello, Irate. Good to see you. Oh, wow. Yes, Karl Marx. I've got my Navy welding certification, but because I refuse to join the union, I can't use it, so I break rocks for a living. That sucks. Repeat after me, everyone, says Hawk Silk. So, repeat after me, everyone. Delusional. Yep.
Or striking, and if such a revolution occurred in Brunt's classroom, his students would overthrow him as a teacher, and the principal, the superintendent, and so on. In his advanced class, Brunt also introduces the idea of false consciousness, which, Link, is defined as the many ways the working classes mislead to believe certain ideologies, like the belief that the boss should always be in charge, no matter what. False consciousness is when you think that the social conditions are different than they actually are, he says. You're tricked into thinking your Link allies are different and your enemies are different than they actually are.
But if you have everyone trying to be the boss, then nothing's going to get done. You have to have somebody take charge. That's how humans work. That's why we've had tribal leaders for I don't know how long. That's why we've had hierarchies of leadership for I don't know how long. Humans need to be led. I hate to break this to you, teacher, but humans need to be led. There are some humans that are leaders. There are some humans who are not leaders. We need the people who are leaders to be leaders and to take charge of the people who want to follow them. What we need to do in school is to teach children how to be good leaders. And teaching them communism is not how to do that. Too many chiefs, yep.
Link uses Marx to teach his Link. Former Drexel University professor George Ciccariello Mayer uses Marx to teach history through an emotional, fluid Link. Uses Marx to teach history through an emotional, fluid, and ever-changing lens. He challenges his students to envision a society without Link capitalism. You are reminding them that different, though still imperfect and flawed, economic systems existed before, such as Link feudalism. You are currently on a link inside of web content.
Really? You want to go back to feudalism? You want to go back to feudalism? Yeah, because the peasants had it so good then. You wanted to go back to feudalism where peasantry was a thing.
Period. When I teach Marx, it's got a lot to do with questions of how to think critically about history. Marx says we live under capitalism, but capitalism has not always existed. Cicarello Mayer tells Teen Vogue it's something that came into being and something that, as a result, just on a logical level, could disappear, could be overthrown, could be abolished, could be irrelevant. There's this myth of the free market, but Marx shows very clearly that capitalism emerged through a state of violence. Some examples of violence that aided in the establishment of capitalism in the United States include Link, stealing the land of indigenous people.
Here we go. Yes, there were some things that happened. Some bad things. Some very bad, bloody, nasty things that should not have happened. However, are you telling me that feudalism never had any conflicts? Do we think that do we think that barter and trade was completely clean? No conflict, no war, nothing? Come on.
And trafficking Africans through Link, slavery, period.
Yes, and guess who started that?
We're oftentimes taught that history moves slowly, but many Marxists and believe that the current socio-economic system is precarious and can be overthrown at any time. Dialectics means that the history moves forward not slowly or gradually or bit by bit, but it moves forward through the sort of crushing blows of struggles between generally two opposing ideas or groups or concepts or people. Cicarello Maher says, you are current.
or. Gotta love how they go. Just gotta put an or every freaking time they talk.
While you may not necessarily identify as a Marxist, socialist, or communist, you can still use Karl Marx's ideas to use history and class struggles to better understand how the current socio-political climate in America came to be. Instead of looking at President Donald Trump's victory in November 2016 as a snapshot, we can turn to the bigger picture of what previous events led us up to the current moment.
Of course.
Get the Teen Vogue take. Link, period. Related.
So that's the end of that article. That was a Teen Vogue article, if you can believe it. Dialectics through didactics, says Irate Prostate. Yep. Capitalism isn't great, but it's the best we've got at this time. Yep. I would suggest that we not go back to feudalism. I would suggest that be a bad step backwards. Just a thought from a simple blind YouTuber that feudalism is probably not the way to go. Let's see here. What do we have? Okay, so that's all the news stories I had picked out, but we've got about 40 minutes left. So let's go through the news for the Coffee Stream channel in the Discord link and find some new stories to read. We have, let's see, we have 42 minutes left. Let's see here. Read that one. Read that one. American and okay, let's read this one. Here we go. Headline, where are you? Come on. There we go. So, American in Vietnam sentenced to 12 years in prison for attempting to overthrow the state. Wow, I'm surprised he's not dead. Oh shit. How did you survive? How did he survive that? Okay, let's read. This is a Fox News story.
An American in Link, Vietnam. was sentenced to over a decade in prison on Monday after he was found guilty of attempting to overthrow the state in a trial that lasted just half a day and produced a verdict his lawyer described as too heavy. Michael Phuong Minh Nguyen, 55, admitted to wanting to incite protests in Vietnam but denied a more serious charge of planning to attack government offices in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City with Molotov cocktails.
God damn. I'm still surprised that 12 years is all he got. I really am.
His lawyer, Nguyen Van Minh, told Reuters his client had pleaded guilty with the intent of asking for his sentence to be reduced so he could be reunited with his family. Instead, he was handed a 12-year sentence.
Well, what do you expect? I may not like what the Vietnam government does, but, like, good Lord, what do you expect? Not dead yet, says Milkman Dan.
Michael Nguyen stands during his trial, Monday, June 24th, 2019, in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Image.
Oh, that's a picture.
Mike,
Okay.
It's such a long sentence, Minh told the news agency. Cambodia building collapse. Nguyen, who was born in Vietnam and has lived in the United States since he was a child, was detained in Da Nang last July on suspicion of activity against the government. According to the Orange County Register. The 55-year-old was visiting relatives and friends when he was pulled off a bus by authorities and arrested with 3 other people.
Wow. Well done, sir. Well done. 12 years is a long time. That's my mental age, and it's taken forever. Yeah, but if you're going to, if you're a citizen of a different country and you go in and try and overthrow the state of another country, they have a right to imprison you.
Michael Nguyen was sentenced to 12 years in prison in Vietnam for attempting to overthrow the state. Image. His brother-in-law, Mark Roberts, told the Register that Nguyen has had monthly visits from U.S. Embassy and consulate representatives since his arrest, but they are not able to discuss the case. A spokeswoman for the U.S. Embassy in Hanoi, told Reuters that officials were disappointed by the verdict on Monday.
It is a heavy-handed verdict, but, I mean, you can't expect... you can't be surprised. Why the hell is socialism a thing? We all know it doesn't goddamn work. It's a very good point. It's a very ridiculous concept that I just don't understand why people are so obsessed with.
We will continue to raise our concerns regarding Mr. Nguyen's case and his welfare at all appropriate levels, the spokesperson said. While Vietnam has seen economic reforms in recent years, the country remains a one-party communist state while criticism is not tolerated and media censorship remains under an iron grip. Nguyen will be deported after serving his sentence, his lawyer, told the BBC. You are currently...
So he'll be 67 when he's released.
Adding that the verdict was too heavy. Besides Nguyen, 3 Vietnamese men were also sentenced to various jail terms for related offenses, according to the BBC. Travis Fetchen is a reporter for Fox News.
So that's the end of that story. So this guy's going to be 67 when he gets out of prison, and then he's going to be sent back to the States. I'm not surprised it's the Botox went a bit overboard. So let's see here. What do we have? Here's one. Here's one here about Iran. Oh, I have to pause this video. Hold on a second. Pause that. Thank you. Okay. The headline here says, Iranian official warns more U.S. spy drones can be blown out of the sky. Oh, that's Comforting. Very comforting.
18-point heading. Link. Iranian. Black on white. Military officials said Monday that Tehran is capable of shooting down more American spy drones as tensions between the two countries continue to simmer, according to a report out of the country. Rear ADM Hossein Khanzadi, Iran's naval chief, said Iran can deliver another crushing response, and the enemy knows it, according to the semi-official Tasnim news agency.
So a rear admiral says this. Hussein Khanzadi, yeah.
Link. Iran likely at inflection point, elect Trump. Link. Called off military strikes against Tehran after Iranians shot down a U.S. surveillance drone, which was valued at over $100 million.
And that was the right thing for him to do. That's not something that is war worthy. Iran is going to have to do a bit more than that. I think, unfortunately, that they will, but I think Trump did the right thing in not going to war over a drone. Now, people on Twitter, the left, will have you believe differently. They'll have you believe that the U.S. has gone to war already over a drone, but that's not true.
Link. Iran link. President Trump says the U.S. responded against Tehran after Link. Iran claimed that the drone was flying over its airspace at the time of the shooting. Washington insisted that the drone was over international waters. In an "Your Current Link" interview on NBC's Meet the Press, Trump said that he did not think the potential loss of life in Iran was proportionate to shooting down an unmanned drone.
I would agree. I think that's a very wise decision on Trump's part.
Link. Trump's new sanctions could deal blow right to the... Instead of a military strike, the president noted that his administration plans to ratchet up the already hefty sanctions on Iran. Trump is prepared to announce new sanctions on the Link country on Monday. Trump expressed his willingness to open talks with Iranian officials without any preconditions, saying that he doesn't want a war with the Islamic Republic, but if it comes down to an armed conflict, it will be obliteration like you've never seen before.
He's not wrong. And what he's saying is, I don't want to fight you, but if I have to fight you, it's not going to be pretty for you. It's really not. And I think that that's the right thing for Trump to be doing.
The Associated Press and Fox News' Andrew O'Reilly contributed to this. Jaron Keith Gaynor is a digital editor at Fox News.
Okay, sorry. Those are the authors and the photo people. All right. Next story from the news for the Coffee Stream channel here. Let's see. George Soros leads course of wealthy calling for a wealth tax. Okay. Let's see. Where? Oh, don't give me a paywall. Yeah, it gave me a paywall. That sucks. Oh. Did it give me a paywall or did it give me a pop-up? It gave me a pop-up, not a paywall. Hooray! All right. Oh no, it did give me a as a paywall. That's annoying. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try another story. Let us try another one. Let's see. Where is the story here? There we go. Okay. So, names of two men shot, killed at Casa Grande, released. Fifth body found. What is this about? What is this about? I do not know at all. I haven't heard anything about it.
The names of two men who were shot and killed Friday at Android survey. Link. Getting level 5. Third party.
Oh, you bastards.
Getting level 3.
I'm not going to answer a survey. You bastards. Oh my god, that pisses me off. Oh, wow. Welcome to the coffee stream where Blind Press keeps getting screwed by her articles. Actually, this is something that I do for fun sometimes. I do a Google search for blindness news. So let's see what I can find for that. Because sometimes I find some good stories. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can find an interesting story here. Oh. The challenge of helping blind people navigate indoors? Okay, that's from Wired. Let's read that. Let's take a look at that. That's posted 6 hours ago, so that's pretty new. Let's take a gander at that, shall we? Our resident metalhead. Where is that pumpkin trucker? He's probably driving. Okay, let's see. So the challenge of helping blind people navigate indoors. Let's see. All right, here. Let's read this.
Earlier this month, the charismatic, energetic mayor of Louisville, Kentucky, Greg Fisher, announced that the city would rename its airport the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Ali Tourism, the link. Mayor told NPR, York is becoming a major Louisville brand, along with the Kentucky Derby and Bourbon. Ali, the humanitarian and champion athlete, makes for a welcoming image for the city, and Ali's daughter, Mariam, made clear that Ali would have been proud that a Muslim was being honored in this way. Fisher made a promise at his 2011 inauguration to make Louisville the nation's first compassionate city, and the renaming of the airport seemed like an inclusive move. News for the coffee street. Susan Crawford. Link. Is an ideas contributor for Link. At Scrollford. Is an ideas contributor for Wired. Upper link. Fiber.
What?
Period. I made my own pilgrimage to Louisville last month during the week-long hangover that follows the Derby. I was there in part to talk to city employees about Louisville's uses of data and plans for fiber optic connectivity. Fisher has a reputation in the smart city world as a blink data geek who is also focused on compassion. I learned that the city is having a tough time. It faces a $35 million
What does this have to do with blind people navigating inside?
blink budget deficit, caused mostly by increased pension funding obligations foisted on it by the state. To address this crisis, the city is making blink major budget cuts quickly, and many agencies and citizens are blink feeling embattled. It's a rough time for Fisher and his team. Amid this municipal misery, I was glad to run across a fledgling business called Your Blink Access Explorer, which offers indoor navigation services, with the city's help, for blind and visually disabled people in Louisville. The very existence of this business has profound implications for the debate over the role of giant tech platforms. In addition to the competitive questions that are now a focus for Washington and the European Commission, policymakers need to recognize that the platforms have no incentives to serve public values of equity and opportunity.
So these people, yes, I do like early Nickelback, and their latest album was pretty good. Let's see.
Access Explorer has released an app, Indoor Explorer, that's available through the Apple App Store and Google Play. The city helped get the app off the ground by smoothing the way for the company to map the interiors of public buildings. The resulting interior location data is stored by OpenStreetMap, a crowdsourced map that's an alternative to proprietary map platforms. Our mayor is just so innovative and open and collaborative, and just willing to kind of do whatever it takes. Access Explorer CEO Jose Gestambide told me. The app makes it possible for blind people to navigate the newly renamed Dali Airport, among other places.
Okay, that's pretty cool. See, I don't just look for blind news that pisses me off. I look for blind news that's also cool. And it would help to have like apps or something that could provide an indoor map of, say a local mall or city hall or the local library or something like that, so that you don't have to rely on customer service people to help you, or it could make travel a lot easier, independent travel a lot easier. Even if you're traveling with your partner, um it could be easier to split up and get more stuff done. Ha! I know all the words to that song, Martin. I do enjoy Limp Bizkit, early Limp Bizkit. Yep. Stone Mexican guy turned me on to a Hispanic metal band from LA that has like Priest with okay, that's cool. Isn't this sat nav useful for you, BP? Yeah, I have something called Blind Square, which works with Google Maps and Apple Maps. I prefer to use Google Maps. And it will give you turn by turn walking directions, and they also have a transit option, and an option for Uber and all sorts of different options. It also gives you compass directions and clock face directions. So it'll tell you, for example, I'll give you, a local coffee shop, the Tim Hortons. It'll tell you is, 1 kilometer away at 11 o'clock. So you know that it's on your left, on your upper left, kilometer away, and it'll keep telling you as you walk how far away you are. the directions you're going, stuff like that. It's an expensive app though. It's 60 Canadian dollars. I think it's something like 30 American. Hello, Data Wasteland. So yeah, it's an expensive app, but it's worth using. So let's see what this article continues to say.
Link. Get 1 year for just $10. Wired web dialog.
Oh, and I got a paywall. Haha, I waited too long. You bastards. Close. Ugh, bastards. Let's see if we have more. Let's see if we have more stuff here. Let's see if we've got more blind people stories. Let's see here. No, I'm not gonna. I already did reinstall Chrome. Fuck off. You and your stupid. Oh. Let's see. Oh, that's old. I think I've read that one. Oh, that's April. But brains of blind people adapt to sharpened sense of hearing. So that is actually that might answer some of your guys' questions. I am a transhuman / cyborg. Fun fact, I'm actually eating a kangaroo steak at the moment. What does it taste like? Cooked to perfection, says Milkman Dan. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the start of this? Okay, here we go.
Research has shown that people who are born blind or become blind early in life often have a more nuanced sense of hearing, especially when it comes to musical abilities and tracking moving objects in space. Imagine crossing a busy road using sound alone. For decades, scientists have wondered what changes in the brain might underlie these enhanced auditory abilities.
So yes, that does happen with me. I have perfect pitch for music, and I can pay attention. If I'm paying attention, I can find like track where I'm going just by sound. Like I can discern a bus shelter just by walking by it. Stuff like that. Kangaroo probably tastes a lot like venison, says Irate Prostate. Yep, probably. A little gamey, but pretty similar to beef, I guess. I love it. I'll have to. Well, I don't think I could ever try it, but.
Now, a pair of research papers published the week of April 22nd from the University of Washington, one in the Journal of Neuroscience, the other in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, use functional MRI to identify two differences in the brains of blind individuals that might be responsible for their abilities to make better use of auditory information.
Okay.
There's this idea that blind people are good at auditory tasks because they have to make their way in the world without visual information. We wanted to explore how this happens in the brain, said Ione Fine, a UW professor of psychology and the senior author on both studies. Instead of simply looking to see which parts of the brain were most active while listening, both studies examine the sensitivity of the brain to subtle differences in auditory frequency.
Okay, so they want to see like on top of which part of the brain is active, they want to see how active and the differences in perception. If you even slightly overcook a kangaroo goes as tough as boot leather. Boot leather, it's an art. Ah, she's a witch. Burn her, says Banana Liquor. Is, is witchcraft real? I used to have a friend who said that she would, or I had a friend recently who said she practiced witchcraft. Um, she used to cast healing spells, fuse the magic fuse the magic into fuse the resulted magic into food for others. I think witchcraft is like any other type of religion. If you believe in something, then you're obviously going to look for signs that it's true. Whether that be witchcraft, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. It's I think it's just a religion thing. It's definitely real. Like the practice of it is real. Irate says this is fascinating. They also want to see the deviation between blind and sighted brains. Yeah.
We weren't measuring how rapidly neurons fire, but rather how accurately populations of neurons represent information about sound, said Kelly Chang, a graduate student in the UW Department of Psychology and lead author on the journal. That study found that we weren't measuring how rapidly neurons fire, but rather how accurately populations of neurons represent information about sound, said Kelly Chang, a graduate student in the UW Department of Psychology and lead author on the Journal of Neuroscience paper. That study found that in the auditory cortex, individuals who were blind showed narrower neural tuning than sighted subjects in discerning small differences in sound frequency.
Okay. So narrower tuning. I'm guessing like that means the ability to focus in more.
This is the first study to show that blindness results in plasticity in the auditory cortex. This is important because this is an area of the brain that receives very similar auditory information in blind and sighted individuals, Fine said. But in blind individuals, more information needs to be extracted from sound, and this region seems to develop enhanced capacities as a result. This provides an elegant example of how the development of abilities within infant brains is influenced by the environment they grow up in. The second study examined how the brains of people. The second study examined how the brains of people who were born blind or become blind early in life, referred to as early blind individuals, represent moving objects in space. The research team showed that an area of the brain called the HMT+, which in sighted individuals is responsible for tracking moving visual objects, shows neural responses that reflect both the motion and the frequency of auditory signals in blind individuals. This suggests that in blind people, area HMT+ is recruited to play an analogous role, tracking moving auditory objects, such as cars, or the footsteps of the people around them.
That's probably why I still turn my head when I hear stuff, now that I think about it. Because I do. When I hear something, I turn my head. And it looks like I'm looking in the direction of what I've heard. But I really think that that's what that means. That's pretty cool. So you do have superpowers. I knew it, says Milkman Dan. I guess so.
The paper in the Journal of Neuroscience involved two teams, one at the UW, the other at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom. Both teams measured neural responses in study participants while participants listened to a sequence of Morse code-like tones that differed in frequency while the free machine recorded brain activity. The research teams found that in the blind participants, the auditory cortex more accurately represented the frequency of each sound. Our study shows that the brains of blind individuals are better able to represent frequencies, Chang said. For a sighted person, having an accurate representation of sound isn't as important because they have sight to help them recognize objects, while blind individuals only have auditory information. This gives us an idea of what changes in the brain explain why blind people are better at picking out and identifying sounds in the environment.
Like I described the other day about how a sighted person can pick out many things or one thing among many with their eyes. That's why we as blind people can pick out something like innocuous to you among a bunch of noise. That's why I can focus when I'm traveling in a place like a mall, which is full of different noises and different conversations, on listening to where I'm going because I have to, and it's because my brain is, I guess my auditory cortex is focused in on that. That's pretty cool. Oh, Check Your Logic says, I like how Blind Press finds out more about herself. Well, that's part of the reason why I do these streams, is because, I don't know everything there is to know about blindness and the many different ways of going blind. And I like to look up stories that, sometimes I like to debunk certain things about blindness, but I also like to look at the stories that are informational. I like to look at the stories that provide a good outlook too on blindness, because it's not all bad, right? And I want to do I do these for not only blind people who may find me, but also for sighted people to learn, because I find the best way is education. I find that doing something that is, informational in a friendly way is a better way to educate and advocate for yourself than being a piece of shit, snarky, uh, quote unquote activist. Oh no, you made a donation, but I didn't get notified. Notified. Jesus Christ. Here, let's jump to Streamlabs. The only way I get notified is by my PayPal notification going off. And a lot of the time lately, it has been going off a couple of hours later. So for now, if you guys ever make a Streamlabs donation, just shout it out, like tell me in chat, and I'll read it, because I don't want to miss it, right? I don't want to not shout you guys out. So if from now on, if you guys do make a Streamlabs donation, just be like, hey BP, check your Streamlabs, and we'll get that, because I don't want to miss it out. So let's Pincalo accidentally called me just now. Oops. I'm gonna have to charge my phone when I get done this. I'm at 20%. All right. Oh, wow. 10 minutes ago. So Martin donated £2 to say, let's get serious for a moment. Jean-Luc Picard or James T. Kirk? I really want to know. Please, okay, bye. So thank you for the donation. I have to say Picard. I grew up with Picard, so I'm always going to like Picard better. And I still have love for Kirk. Do you know what I mean? Kirk is still, in my opinion, a good captain. But I still think Picard is the better captain. I think, in my opinion, He's the better like the best captain out of all of them. I would have to say, if I put my favorite captains in order from best to worst, it would have to be Picard, Kirk, Cisco, Janeway, and then Archer. Now, Cisco used to be below Janeway. But I've rewatched Deep Space Nine, and I really, really enjoy I really enjoy Cisco. Cisco grew on me throughout the show. Mine is at 10, says Nerd in a Box. Oh. Picard, Kirk, Cisco, Janeway, Archer. Yep, that's my list. So yeah, that's the list of captains that I have in order from best to worst, in my opinion. And we've got 5 minutes left, and they killed him. I know. They killed Cisco. The bastards. They shouldn't have done that. That was bad. That was mean. So we've got another 5 minutes left, guys. If you have any questions for me or comments, now is the time. And my cats are making noise up there, scratching away at something that they probably shouldn't be scratching at. I has a sad. Oh, that was good. That was nice. Oh, thank you. Is it culturally acceptable to reference Terrence and Philip? Ah. Yeah, buddy. It's totally fine, guy. You killed Cisco, you bastards. Oh, that was funny. I just went, yeah, buddy, or you killed, or yeah, buddy, it's fine, guy. And then there's some people working outside, and they just started shouting to each other. I have a comment. You sound better the other day when you were in pain. I am in much less pain today. I took 2 a leave, which are pretty strong. And I'm not going to lie, I've been smoking quite a lot. So, but yeah, without doing that, I would be in a hell of a lot of pain. And I was kind of off my game yesterday with Cog too, because I was in so much pain. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. My openness to digital / bionic enhancement. Part of me says, yeah, that would be cool, but another part of me says, no, I don't want to be a Borg, thank you. So I kind of go back and forth. Let's see. Oh, I will, Martin. I will get well. Thank you. yesterday with Cog was good BP, but he really knows how to keep talking. I had a lot of fun with Cog. I just felt bad because I felt a little bit off my game. So, but no, I liked having Cog, and it was a lot of fun. Assimilation is inevitable. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be resistance is futile. It should be assimilation is inevitable. Are the Borg communists? I would think so. I would say that yes, the Borg are communists. I'm glad Cog came on. Says check your logic. Me too. It was a lot of fun. Well, guys, that brings us to the 2-hour mark. Skip Talk, I see that you threw some news stories in the Discord. I'm going to grab them for tomorrow so that we can read them on Wednesdays with Skip, which I hope everyone will come for tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 5 p.m. GMT. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there, whatever you're doing. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the donation. Thanks for the likes and the shares. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.